Hello, my name is Raúl Alfonso Suárez González, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the engines of conventional cars. Before we advancing, we have to keep in mind that there are many types of engines of cars, but in this project we will specify especially in the V8, W16, V6, and L6 engines of cars. We're going to talk about the history of the engines and we're going to talk about the characteristics from each other. First, I'm going to talk about the V8 engine. This engine was designed in 1904 and it was used in airplanes and boats. It was not until 1932 that Henry Ford developed a V8 engine tailored for cars. This became so famous that until today it's still used, but it is more used in sport cars such as Lamborghini, Ferrari, Audi, Mustangs, etc. Today it also used in companies like Toyota, Jeep, and Ram, GMC, etc. But this engine is used under trucks and not for the most common cars. Now moving on the characteristics, his sound is pretty loud. The sound of a V8 is really loud. If you know a little bit of different motors cars, you will recognize pretty easy the sound of a V8 engine. And another point is that it has 8 cylinders and is shaped like a V. I will put an image so you guys can notice what I'm talking about. As my opinion, from the V8 engines, if you're going to spend money on a car with this type of engine, I will highly recommend you to buy a sport car such as mentioned before, like Lamborghini, Ferrari, Audi, Mustangs, etc. to get the most out of this engine. Because if you buy a GMC or a Ram or a Jeep truck with the V8 engine, yeah, you will have this power of the V8 engine, but you will not enjoy it as much as you will if you had an Audi or a Mustang or a sport car.
A W16 engine is a 16-cylinder piston engine with 4 banks of 4 cylinders in a W configuration. W16 engines are rarely produced, with a notable exception of the Volkswagen Group 8.0 WR16 engine that has been used since 2005 in the Bugatti Veyron, Bugatti Chiron, and the related models. In my opinion, this has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest, engine ever built for a car. The Bugatti Veyron has been one of my all-time favorites, and I'm glad that this engine is built for this amazing car.
I'm Jorge Campos, and I will be exposing about the motors V6 and inline 6. So what's the difference? Well, first, in the inline 6, it was invented by Spiker in 1903. Some examples of this kind of motors, the cars that have it, are BMWs, Toyota 2JZ, the Nissan RB. Those are just some. And the GM company, the one that produces Chevrolet, Cadillac, they call it the not straight six, but inclined because it's at a 30 degrees angle. So the pros of this kind of motors are that they are balanced, number one. They sound better. Well, that's subjective, but they sound better. Three, there's no need to balance, so they're not like they don't weigh that much, and they're easy to repair. That they're cheap. Okay, but there are some cons. So number one, they're long. They have they are so long, like double the size of a V6. Then they're also mostly unavailable for front-wheel drive cars, such as Hondas, Toyotas, most of them. Also, they are higher. They have a higher center of gravity. So the V6 motors, they were made by Lancer a long time ago also. So some examples of this are most Hondas. That's why they say VTEC, because the V engine. They're called like this because it has a shape of a V. That's V6, 6 cylinders, 6 pistons. They have also some pros and cons. Some pros, uh, they are smaller, But a con, they are wider because they're like two inline three, but stuck together, so they make a wider but more compact engine. Also, they are available for more cars because they're more popular in today's cars. And last but not least, a con, they're very heavy and you cannot work on it yourself. You most of the times need to go to a special place. Thanks for watching.